Because you don't need 20 friends. You just need 3 motherfuckers and you could take over a country. Okay, that's what we're confused as Americans. We think we need all these motherfuckers. You give me 3 bad motherfuckers and you're finished. You understand me? You're fucking finished because we got each other. And you know, listen, man.
I love it.
Yes, sir.
Booty talk.
Yeah,
Gentlemen.
booty talk, baby. Booty talk.
Welcome back to Mind on Matters After Dark.
Can I say? We back.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. All right, so Mind on Matters. Gentlemen, first off, before we even get into the topic of today, we got to do a wellness check. How y'all doing?
Of course.
So, go around the room. Former warlord, Dre the Peace God.
Man. It's just Dre the Peace God. We don't have to say warlord. I'm
the
doing
former
well.
warlord, Dre the Peace God.
Yeah, you got to say it.
I'm doing well. You know, to God be the glory of everything. So, pretty grateful and happy. So, yeah, thank you.
The man that rides 2 horses, Nove.
Hey, man.
How you doing?
I'm maintaining, man. I'm in a good space, man. I'm good mentally, good physically. No, I'm good. Even though, side note, I don't know what's going on with the benefits in this country, but I'll speak on that on a later time. Let's just say
okay.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
And I'm your humble cult leader, J Optics.
Yeah.
I'm doing all right, man.
Doing good?
My level's been on good, man. Yeah. My level's been on good. I've been riding around like an 8, 9, or whatever like that. I'm feeling yo. I feel good,
that's
bro.
damn near superb.
Yo, anybody that listens to the show, go out there and buy y'all a cross rope. Cross rope, jump rope. They got these little bundles or whatever like that. Jump roping saves your life. Period. You know how many times I ready to punch somebody in the face? And I just went and go jump rope and I'm like, yo, I feel better now. Jump roping saves lives. Or go for a walk.
You're exerting that energy, so you know, anytime you feeling like negativity, just work out.
And you're doing something you hate too, so
yeah,
it's sort of
exactly.
like it's like a double-edged sword, whatever like that.
Exactly.
So I'm glad everybody doing well. To all the listeners out there who've been watching the show, sharing the show, commenting, we appreciate y'all. Keep doing the same because obviously followers of the show know that we started a YouTube channel. And it's been doing pretty well.
Yes,
it's been doing pretty well. I know a lot of our traffic has moved off of Apple Podcasts and Spotify and then gone over to the YouTube channel, YouTube space, or whatever like that. And that's cool, whatever like that. But if you're going to go over there, definitely engage with us, definitely subscribe, definitely hit the notification bell, and definitely shoot us some comments in the comment section because we want y'all to be a part of the discussion because this is a every man's show and every woman's show.
Yeah, it's some people's podcast, man.
Exactly.
It's people's podcast.
We definitely read all the comments and we do our best to reply to all of them. With respect, though.
Yo, some of y'all.
But can we talk about respect in the TikTok? Y'all motherfuckers. Y'all motherfuckers on TikTok is crazy, bro.
Wow.
Hey, I appreciate the passion, though.
I like it. I like it.
I love it.
I like it.
If you like it, I love it.
It's competitive. I like it.
I like it. Yeah.
So
keep that energy.
So obviously we talked about a whole range of topics when it comes to relationships, marriage, just the whole male-female dynamic or whatever like that. And though we kind of don't want to put ourselves in a box where we just all talking about relationships and the back and forth between male, females living together, it's a comfortable space for us because we live life and we deal with women, obviously. And we have a mature age where we kind of had enough experience behind us to really have an opinion on how we deal with women. But we have yet to talk about sex. Sex.
Goddamn time.
But here's the thing, though.
I've been waiting.
Everybody talks about sex, but people don't talk about every form of sex and self-pleasure and we talking about porn today, goddammit. This is Mind on Matters After Dark, episode 4, Booty Talk.
It's like the Catalan wine mixer.
We want to talk about how porn has affected the sex game, also the drawbacks and positives of watching porn, and the drawbacks of watching too much porn, obviously. And basically, if porn serves as somewhat of a bad avenue for sexual education. So that's the topics that we're going to talk about on today's show. But let me open up by saying this, though. Boys, follow with me. If I say something incorrect, please cut me off. I don't care.
All right.
If you of our age, if you somewhere in between that 29, 28 to 40, 45 years old range, let me run down your bio for you. This is how you started off right quick, right? If you had a daddy in the house, he had some Playboy magazines, and you probably snuck a couple of them damn things while he wasn't in the house.
Facts.
That's number one.
That's fact.
No, that's not fact, but okay.
If he did have the Playboy magazines, you snuck some. Keep it a bean. He kept it under his mattress. That's just how it went.
All right.
Now speak on it.
No, I mean, my dad didn't have anything.
If he did have some.
All right, go ahead.
Or maybe you didn't find them.
Okay.
Okay.
My father kept his in a crate, and it was out in the open, so I dabbled when he was at work. All right? So, bam, you went from that range. And then you got a little bit more mature. You start talking to your classmates about sex and all this other good stuff like that. And then you graduated to a certain age where you got cable television. You know what you was doing after midnight. You was watching Skinamax, sir. Ma'am.
Showtime, Red Shoe Diaries.
You was watching Red Shoes Diaries.
Red Shoe Diaries.
You was watching Zane's Chronicles.
Nah, Red Shoe Diaries.
Zane's Chronicles came a little later, but it's Red
a
Shoe
little bit
Diaries.
later in the game, but it was
definitely Skinamax.
Let me tell you something. Zane's Chronicles was a great addition to the game.
It was.
Yeah.
All right, because it was us. It was our folk, whatever like that. That was a plus.
Okay.
Hey, you had to get it in when you had to get it in. Sometimes you watch real sex on HBO and hope they had a good scene somewhere.
Shock video.
Wow.
Shock video. Okay, you did that.
Jesus
you had the volume down all the way on your TV.
Wow.
You had your volume on 0. Let's keep it a bean. All right.
Or you had to half mute, like where it's kind of mute but not really mute.
Yeah, you could hear a moan or two, but then you're like, you know what I mean? Somebody came, you could hear footsteps.
Because
Just
you don't
enough.
want your parent to come in. So
Exactly, just enough.
All right, so now you there with it. But then you got to a certain age. No, if you know where I'm going. You got to a certain age, and then a fucking game changer came onto the scene. Stop me if you ever seen one of these, people.
Golden era.
This is a blank white DVD with a permanent marker written on it. If you ever been to a supermarket in the late 90s, early 2000s,
Pathmark Lions Ave, baby.
You seen these outside your supermarket or your Chinese store. You seen this walking around in your laundromat. It was in the back pocket of an old Asian man. These white DVDs changed the porn game forever. Am I right or wrong?
Nah, you're right. You're right.
I still got grudges to this day of shit I ain't get back at, but we gonna leave that alone.
This man, our co-host, Nova, had the best porn collection I have ever seen in my life.
That shit is.
This man had a full binder full of DVDs in chronological and alphabetical order.
That shit was.
It was amazing. Me and Dre, the Peace God, went and borrowed porn from this man. And when I say borrowed, I mean with the intentions of never returning them.
Never returned it.
That's a fact. I never got not one DVD back.
Nope.
But, you know, I wasn't expecting to. You know what it's like? When you lend out porn, you're not lending out porn. You're giving it away.
You're giving it away.
Pretty much.
I'm never going to see that DVD again. I'm fine with that. But then when you start to think about certain scenes that you'll... Oh, what? I don't want to get emotional. Go ahead.
So check this out. If you lent out a porn, if you did lend out a porn and you got it back, you know it was trash.
That's a fact.
All right? So let's just keep that a bean right there.
Fact.
But let's talk about it, right? So at some point in time, I kind of feel like sexual education went from father to son or maybe mother to daughter in the household, and it made its way to the DVD internet scene. And you got a lot of the things that you learned about sex as far as, you know, the safety of it, as far as, you know, different ways that you could please yourself. It kind of came from porn. because it kind of expanded your horizons or whatever like that. I remember like it was yesterday. I was 14 years old, and my father tried to come at me with the birds and the bees talk. You know what the fuck my father's birds and the bees talk was? When you're ready to talk about sex, I'm going to get you a prostitute, and we're going to talk about it with her. And then whatever happens after that going to happen.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Bus, I'm sorry. But that's what you said, bro.
Can I give you my experience with my father?
Yeah.
He so you mentioned the magazines and all that stuff. I had the magazines under my mattress, and my dad found them. And
where you get them from?
From an undisclosed source.
Oh God!
Nah, I got it from a family member.
Okay.
I got it from a family member.
I respect it, not snitching. Go ahead, continue.
I mean, so I got it from a family member. So, he found the joints and everything. So he called me downstairs up in the living room. Y'all remember what my house looked like and all that stuff. So he's sitting there. He was like, "What's these?" I'm like, "I don't know." He's like, hey, you like this? You like this? hey, forgive me, Dad. Forgive me. I love you, but forgive me. I was so intimidated. I was like, no.
Oh,
I felt so ashamed, but at the same time, he was like, yo, if you wanted to talk about sex, you should say something. And if you're gonna be having sex, strap it up. That's all. Yeah, that's all he said to me. That was my conversation right there.
You know what? My conversation was a little weird because it came about a year and a half after I've already had it. I'm not going to disclose the age I was sexually active. For those that personally know me, you know. For those that don't, no judgment. But I think I got to talk, and I was just like, oh, okay. Yeah. Like, okay.
I know that already.
Yeah, like, yeah, yep. we've been there a couple times. Like when they're telling you, make sure you do this and how to do that. It's like,
Now, we are all old enough, and it's probably not today, but we're all old enough to remember that, they used to teach sex ed in class, in school, right? At least until I got up into like the 8th grade, sex ed was like a thing. It was like home ec, sex ed, you talk about safe sex and stuff like that. Ev, pull up that map. I want to show our listeners and our viewers something. Check this out. I think this information is coming from 2019, 2020, but I found this map interesting. It says Washington, D.C. and 24 states only require sexual education in school systems. Of those, only 10 require that it be medically accurate. And if I'm remembering correctly from what I read, I think it says that only 6 states in the entire United States of America talk about consent, like building healthy relationships, no means no, stuff like that. To me, that is like super bizarre to me. You get what I mean? And to me, it brings upon a whole nother conversation that the generation after us, I know we old enough to say the generation after us, have y'all ever talked to a younger person about like condoms?
Yes. They don't use them.
They don't use condoms.
They don't use them at all.
Like what?
STIs and STDs is almost like, oh, that's just a part of the game, dog. You gotta deal with that.
You gotta chalk it up, man.
What the fuck is going on out here?
They're definitely not protecting themselves accordingly to our generation. So yeah, they don't use them at all.
That shit now is like a fucking rite of passage. Like, what you got, syphilis? Congratulations, my boy.
You graduated.
Next time, just be careful.
Just next time, be careful.
Be careful. Like,
what the hell does that mean?
You mean? What the fuck you mean?
Yo, so I kind of think our generation is to blame a little bit. I'm not saying us. These white DVDs, yo. It wasn't about using condoms in there. Let's keep it a bean. We was degrading our women in these DVDs, spitting on them, smacking on them, pissing on them. Shout out to R. Kelly.
There, don't move. Yeah.
All type of stuff. I think we set the tone.
There.
I think we set the tone for Mad Men, yo. I really think we set the tone for psychopaths in the bedroom or whatever like that.
Definitely set the tone for that flip of the switch in the bedroom. Definitely. Like, definitely became a different person after that.
So we're going to start the conversation there. Porn versus real sex and I ain't talking about the HBO show. What are your early memories of watching porn and how it affected you in the bedroom from a positive perspective and also a negative perspective now that you look back on it? Dre the Peace Guy.
So, my early memories of watching porn, you know, it distorted my image of how to have sex and to try to please a woman. I was getting in there and I was just trying to wham away. Like, you know.
Jesus.
Like, you know, I'm trying to pound it out and all this stuff. And then so it just set a tone for how I thought sex was and everything, because I'm like, yo, I need to talk shit to my woman. I need to do all this thing. And then, you know, I need to pound it away. Not thinking that I actually need to try to, you know, please her to make her enjoyable, because it would be better for me and everything. So it really distorted my image at first. But as I got older, clearly, well, not clearly, but I learned to do better, essentially. No.
I felt like somebody was lying because there was no way I was lasting that whole fucking scene. That shit was quick.
Not a chance.
Shit was quick. Like, it was like, you know, you have aspirations and you have dreams of fulfilling that limit, but yeah, man, I mean, sometimes that shit just, it don't work out the way you think it's gonna work out. Just be a little bit too quick.
I feel like, yo, what you about to say, yo?
No, I'm saying, like, yeah, you know, when you first initially get started at a young age, especially at adolescent age, which I assume all of us, you know, we had sex at that moment. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we're not lasting long and everything. We're not lasting like these 45-minute scenes that these porn stars be doing, which, you know, like it just, like I said, it just distorts your image of how you supposed to have sex. Because we in there, we pounding away, as I said,
bro.
And then,
can I be honest? Like, yo, the first 5 to 6 years of my sex life, I just finally like dub. Like, nah, this wasn't it. I thought I was doing something, and then I ran into somebody that was really doing something, and it was like, yeah, nah. What are you doing? What are you doing? What do you think you're doing?
I would say, like, when I first started having sex, like, I definitely tried to fit into this archetype of the males that I saw on screen. So all the males that I saw on screen that was fucking was like talking shit, smacking, in some cases spitting, and all different type of shit. And then you try to bring that shit into the bedroom or some shit like, yo, what the fuck is you doing? Like, who the hell said that shit was a good idea?
Or even worse, you ever talk shit to a motherfucker that talk shit back better than you?
Oh, hell yeah.
oh,
You be like, yo. Yeah. Shit.
And then you get that little fucking, like, little kid. What? What you just say?
Like, nah, do that. Put it there. Like,
I wasn't ready. Oh. I wasn't ready.
Oh, listen.
I definitely think it created archetypes as well, as far as the type of woman that we was looking for as well. All right, at some point in time, the game changed. You could go back and look at old music videos and look at like how chicks in the day used to be up in the music videos. Like, go Google right now, if you listen to the show, go Google an old No Limit Records video or old Cash Money Records video.
Mystical joint.
And watch chicks shake their ass.
Yeah.
It be on, like right now, you'll call that chick skinny or maybe slim thick or whatever like that.
Exactly.
It's like now, if you ain't got a super big ass, nice titties or whatever like that, it's almost like, yo, you don't even qualify for
ain't
the,
no
for the race
BBW
or whatever like that. You don't even qualify. So it kind of like, it went to the bedroom on some shit. Like, I think our females started to buy into that archetype, and it was like, yo, if I don't got a big ass, if I ain't got some big titties, or if I ain't super nasty and let this man do what he wanted to do to me, then I'm not going to be a good partner in bed. So I think we kind of created this whole image, and then females kind of like responded to it like on some shit like, oh, I know what I got to be. And that actually goes to a point that I read in a university study. I forgot the university, forgive me out there. But they actually asked chicks on campus, if a man came on your face or calls you dirty names or vulgar names during sex, do you find that like offensive? most of the respondents said that they think that's a part of sex and they wouldn't question it. Bro, that shit blew my fucking mind. Like, what? Like, some man that would feel comfortable just calling you a bitch, like the first couple times y'all having sex without actually having that conversation with you. I'm like, yo, how brainwashed have we been made by porn, bro? Because nobody taught us to talk to women like this during sex.
So it goes to the distortion of the image of sex. You know, it only starts young for us men. It starts young for us women too. It's like, you know, women watch porn too. So they see how they assume they should perform sex or what things there are allowed to be done to them. You know, it's like coming on their face. You know, a lot of women, some of them are into it, but they have grown to that point where they're not like, you know, normally if you think about the act of sex, it doesn't happen. It's not going to happen.
Exactly.
And everything, but they're already like groomed to it. Like, all right, this is how I'm supposed to please my man and everything. So it's, you know, it just all the distortion of porn, how it gives the images of sex and everything.
I think porn really pushed like what the norm is for sex forward. Like, I can remember, I'm not going to say my age, but everybody can pretty much gather it from this.
Google his age right now. Yeah.
Nah, don't do that. Don't do that. It's going to be a blank face. But I remember the days where you used to ask a chick, like, do you suck dick? Be like, oh, no. That shit ain't around no more.
Nah.
You got motherfuckers out here advertising throat. Like, whew.
It's become a deal breaker.
You know what?
It's a deal breaker.
I'm not even going to sit here and lie and, like, I'm putting this shit on the motherfucking table right now. It is a fucking deal breaker.
It's a deal breaker.
It's a fucking deal breaker. Like, yo.
It definitely is.
It is.
Let's be clear, though. It ain't a deal breaker that you do or don't suck dick, because if you don't suck dick, then that's just an automatic deal breaker.
Hey, friend.
Bro. If you sucking dick like a fucking true Christian woman.
All right, now wait a minute.
Wait.
Yes, go.
Can I go ahead?
Go.
First and foremost,
my God,
we have the most religious women are the most.
Be careful.
I'm going to go ahead and say
careful.
Are the most freakiest because they want to please their man and everything. So according to some parts of religion or the Bible, as you would say, you know, you have where they are supposed to be for the pleasure of their man and everything. So they're going to go all out. So to that statement, I had to disagree, brother.
Hold on. But let me tell you where I was going with that, though.
Okay, go ahead.
I was creating an archetype of a true Christian woman.
Mm.
I was saying that archetype, I guess what I'm saying is that archetype fits more like the more old school conservative Christian woman.
Okay.
Obviously, none of us want to think about our ancestors in that light, obviously.
Of course not.
But I'm saying they don't exude that in their day-to-day conversations. You could probably get an inclination of how you probably could get some inclination through conversation about how a chick is in bed via conversation, that pre-sex talk. You go over to the house and you chilling or whatever like that. You kind of get an idea like, yeah, this might be an undercover freak, or she might be an all outright freak, or she like certain stuff done to her or whatever like that. You could probably get like some type of idea through your investigation process. However, you can be surprised. I know where you're going. You definitely could be surprised or whatever. But I'm saying the point I was trying to make, if a chick get on the microphone at open mic night and she like super basic with it, and it's sort of like, I don't do that. I don't, like gagging is, I don't like that. It's sort of like, you know, this your last night, right? You know, there's a standard, right? You know, this is 2022, right? Get your shit
tiki,
together.
No laundry.
No laundry. So you up out of there. So I kind of feel like there's a pressure that we put on women that they got to fit into this mold of, yo, if you ain't coming with Roxy Reynolds vibes, if you ain't coming with Jada Fire vibes.
All right, man. All right, now.
And it's like, these are everyday women with jobs, single mothers, kids, got stuff. They had a long day at work. And then we asking them to be these women that we see on screen that we grew up with. And it's sort of like, if you don't live up to that, then you kind of disqualified. I think that's unfair because why? We get it in reverse too. If you ain't living up to whoever, Wesley Pipes, Justin Slayer, Lexington Steele, porn star, man.
My man with the hat, Marcus Spears.
Mr. Marcus or whatever like that. I need you in there for 40 minutes, sir. You get what I mean? I need you to give me the best sex of my life. I don't care if it's our first time or whatever like that. You got to impress me today. This is your audition. It's so much pressure on sex, and I think that's a direct correlation to porn. I'm right?
Yeah, in some aspects you are right. I will say, just to go back on the topic, I feel like when we come to that whole setting the boundary and setting the bar when it comes to like, you know, like women like the church going, woman you said, like the religious type, I've learned to really be on some like, you know what? I'm not going to prejudge any woman I run into because these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Bro.
Go there.
You be thinking you be really doing something? Like you really be thinking you Christian Grey? No. Nah. You be thinking it's all good till she have you strapped down to a bed like, yeah, I want to try something I saw. Like, oh, you just want to try something random.
What you saw?
Got hot wax and cheese and just be sitting there like, ooh. Like, yo, making all funny sorts of noises.
Yo, we're not even going to go cheese.
Hey, man, listen. Food is an aphrodisiac. I'm gonna leave that alone. Y'all
Cheese
not ready
ain't.
for that.
That's pretty disgusting. What if somebody's lactose intolerant and all that? And
why would you use cheese if you lactose intolerant?
Bro, why the fuck would I want to smell cheese in the bedroom?
I don't understand that.
I don't know what the fuck I'm smelling.
No, I'm talking like food in general, like you know, the strawberries and the chocolate.
Yeah, the chocolate, the whipped cream, all that.
You know what I mean, for my real players out there, the ice. You know, about to cause a flashback. I'm sorry. Anyway, point is,
I hope y'all not doing this with randoms, but go ahead.
Point is,
no, these are pretty in relationship type vibes.
Yeah, okay.
In relationship type vibes.
Yeah. Yes.
I would not have my encounters with a random be that extravagant. You know what I mean? Because
what's your all right? So wait,
let me ask some questions, Jay.
Yeah, because
let me ask him a question. Let me ask him. I'm about to put Dre the Peace God on the spot right now.
Go ahead. Oh shit.
You are 100% behind this whole idea. Put him on the spot, y'all. Dre the Peace God likes to, when he has sex with a woman, to look directly into their eyes and try to stare into their soul. And he's trying to leave an impression of a porn star, ain't you? No. Tell me that you didn't get that shit from all your times growing up watching West Coast production and Invasive Angles, sir.
So it was Dark Side Entertainment, of course, West Coast production, and Invasive Angels, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I feel like that me looking into their eyes and whether I'm in my long, deep stroke mode, I will be pleasing them and everything. So yeah, I may have gotten that from all the porn that I've watched, but at the same time, I'm trying to please my woman, whether it be our first encounter or our only encounter, or it be or it'll be the woman
on camera.
How am I lying on camera?
Didn't you tell me you whisper in the air, your soul is mine?
I didn't say that. I didn't.
This motherfucker Mortal Kombat.
I aim to please, right? That's just who I am, right? Okay. So I aim to please. So if I am trying to take their soul in that sense, but I'm also trying to do that in all encounters, not just with a random or my main woman.
So everybody, everybody gets the soul.
But that's the
everybody.
No, so Cameron got a famous song, bro, where he talk about hitting the bottom of a woman's vagina and how that shit is fucking the worst thing that you could do with just any old chick, bro. You be sitting up there trying to change bitches' lives and you don't have no intentions on being with them. Why would you want to do that? Why would you want to create a stalker? Why would you want to create somebody that's attached to you in your soul?
So
once you look into their soul,
So first and foremost,
They look into yours.
First and foremost, I've always been brought up on the mindset that if this is going to be our interaction, I need you to remember me. I need you to know that you had sex with me. I need you to think about 30 years from now, like, yo, you remember Dre Pelham and all this stuff. Like, yo, he stroked me out like this and all this stuff. Why you probably might be laying next to your husband. You gonna always have this memory of me.
Oh, wow.
That was the arrogant side of me when I was doing those things.
What's the calmer side saying?
The calmer side is like, it is what it is. I aim to please.
Bro, so you're still not using that technique. You've walked away from it.
I aim to please.
Bro, there's a female out there right now.
Cursing his fucking name right now, yo.
There's a female out there that is a mother of 4, sitting up there with a good-ass fucking husband.
Mm-hmm.
He done bought the crib, taking care of the bills and all type of stuff, taking care of the kids. He a good father. They both laying in the bed. They ain't doing nothing tonight. But Game of Thrones is on TV. And he watching the TV, and he look out the side of his eye, and his wife is just looking at him. And it ain't no look of love. And he like, you good? And she gonna be like, yep.
She ain't gonna say yep.
She ain't good.
She ain't saying not yep. She gonna,
And you know what she doing? She think about this motherfucker right here. Why would you ruin people's livelihoods like that? You breaking homes and not even knowing you breaking homes 20 years later.
I 100% disagree. If she's in that lifestyle, she chose that lifestyle, so she knows what makes her happy. Do not get me wrong.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So whatever moments that me and that woman has had, it's those moments. You know what I'm saying? So when I was doing those type of things, I want to be clear. When I was doing those type of things, that was my MO. But if she has the life that she envisioned with a husband, with the kids, homes, all that stuff, hey, so be it. Happy for you, all that stuff. So, but if whenever I pass and she decides to come to my funeral, like she had a good time with me.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a perfect example of somebody that doesn't take responsibility for their actions. But we're gonna move on. Let's take it back to the sexual education part that we brought up with the map, right? I find that chart that we brought up earlier a little bit alarming. My sexual education was not very good at all. I told you my father told me. Did he teach me a little bit about safe sex? Yes. He said strap it up unless you're ready to have a kid and ready to accept the responsibilities of having a kid. He told me about STDs and all other good stuff. My sexual education in school stopped at the 8th grade, Chancellor Avenue School in Irvington, New Jersey. All right. But look at this chart, bro. Only 24 states require sexual education, but only 10 of those require it to be medically accurate.
That's the part that's blowing. That's the part that's going for me.
Don't that really bother you, or the fact that we got so many people where if you turn on any HBO show, any movie that's rated R, it's going to be a sex scene in there. It's a good chance that it's going to be in there.
Well, it's any type of love making. Anytime.
There's an oversaturation of sex being put out there, but not necessarily the information that comes behind it about the consequences or whatever like that. Do you fear for the younger generations out there who are using sex irresponsibly?
I feel like the younger generation uses sex like, I don't think they fully grasp the consequences and repercussions. Like, I mean, if we're talking strictly from I'll take the easy way right now, financial point of view, I don't think they really grasp like exactly how much that decision is going to cost. I know pack of condoms cost about what, $250, $3? Give or take, $350. Depends if you want to.
It depends.
I'm not going to say nothing about nobody, but if you want to buy like the family pack or the excursion pack, it might be a little bit more than that.
Yeah,
I mean, about 9 something if you want to do
there you go.
The big pack.
Yeah,
big pack.
The exploration pack, as I call it. But anyway, how much is diapers? Pack of diapers?
Very expensive.
They're very expensive.
Okay.
Formula, very expensive, especially now we're in shortage.
Clothes, shots, food, prenatal care,
medical.
Everybody ain't got a good enough job to have insurance. Then you got to hope the motherfucker you actually lay down with is going to be, you know what, that's a deeper conversation. Point of the matter is, I don't think people fully grasp the concept of their actions sometimes. And I don't really feel like they really get it until it's too late. And then there's no reset button. You can't rewind. Like, yeah, you stuck there. So I feel like for the younger generation, like for all the younger men out there, I'm going to talk directly to you. I need you to be smart with your decisions. You're a man biologically. You can make a child. Everybody ain't built to be a man. Everybody ain't built to be a father. Think about those seconds in between those decisions. No need fucking everybody life up for a decision you're not ready for. You need to think about that.
So, I 100% agree with you. We all make certain choices. You said that earlier that I didn't think about my actions, but I have thought about my actions. So I want to make this clear that in a younger day, those were my intentions. Now, as an older man and with more experience, you know what I'm saying, that I've learned to be better in that manner. I know, for one, I have a child, so I know that it costs.
Yes.
And everything. It costs. You know, trust me, I believe that. I know that for 100% fact. God, I'm so thankful for having my son, but I know that it cost me a lot to take care of him, in a sense. Yeah, so that's I just wanted to add to that.
All right, so picking back up where we left off. First, we got to give a shout out where we're recording our podcast from at Not a Media Group in Roselle Park, New Jersey. If you out there and you have a podcast that you are trying to record, you need to bring your ass to this studio right here. Why? Because they on level 1. They about to go up to level 10. The dudes is cool. You can smoke weed here. You see our mannequins.
Yeah. We have some fun here.
We got Jamie Lee Curtis from True Lies.
That's definitely Bridget Nielsen.
I go with Bridget Nielsen also.
All right, because of the hair color.
Yes,
Definitely
there you go.
Bridget Nielsen.
But Jamie Lee Curtis in True Lies was a classic.
She is super fun.
The guys here are cool. They know what they're doing.
Yes, they are.
Very professional. And yeah, they're very accommodating. So Not a Media Group is definitely the place that you want to record your podcast, especially if you're here in New Jersey. But if you're in New York, PA too, make the trip, man. It's worth it. But yeah, picking back up with the conversation, I wanted to talk about how us, in a way, growing up on porn and not necessarily growing up on sexual education played a part in us men in how we view women, especially during sex. We all grew up watching West Coast Productions, Evasive Angles, Skinamax, HBO After Dark, all this stuff. There was a level of degradation towards women that we didn't necessarily think was probably a bad thing then. But once you start to get into like serious relationships, you kind of think like, if my wife or my girlfriend that I'm serious about kind of want these things, like, all right, cool. But we saw dudes pissing on chicks. We saw dudes smacking chicks, spitting on chicks. We seen like the ruffiest of rough sex, where it's like pain equals pleasure. And to just incorporate that into the bedroom without actually having a conversation about it, I feel like it's a little bit irresponsible. But what it did, in my opinion, and y'all give y'all views, of course, is it kind of built up this image of how you're supposed to treat a lady in the bedroom. And I think at this point in 2022, it's a little bit unhealthy. You get what I mean?
I would say almost all the way unhealthy, truthfully, in my opinion.
Here's why I think it's unhealthy, but also scary. Because kind of how I mentioned before, like certain women don't feel the need to kind of question what goes on in the bedroom. They just kind of feel like, oh, I got to be a freak or whatever. I kind of feel like certain women have kind of conceded to the fact that, oh, they needed to be talked to a certain way, treated a certain way, in the bedroom. Pain equals pleasure, all this other good stuff. Even though they might not necessarily be comfortable with it, they kind of get in there and they kind of like, my man or whatever man I'm having sex with probably has an expectation of how sex is supposed to go.
Mm-hmm.
But our expectations is that it goes how we saw it in the pornos. And it's not like, that's not necessarily healthy unless you have an actual conversation about that. So, personal story with me, right? We've all been through our whole phase or phases, right? I had one when I was in my early 20s where I was just trying to knock down everything possible. But while I was in that phase, though, I was really emulating what I saw in the pornos, be quite honest with you. I was experimenting. I was doing certain things. I was kind of fitting this little archetype or persona that wasn't necessarily me. I'm a very laid back type of dude, whatever like that. I'm kind of reserved. I'm very like intellectual with things I do. But I kind of felt like during my whole phase, I just wanted to be a wild boy. So
canon?
You get, huh?
Wanted to be a canon.
I wanted to be a canon. You get what I mean? So I wanted to emulate all the scenes I saw, like try all the positions I saw, all the scenes I saw. So I kind of feel like I spent a little bit of time for a couple of years looking at women almost like as objects of my pleasure, not necessarily what they was getting out of the equation. Did I want you to have a good time? Sure. I did want you to have an experience with me that was enjoyable. Why?
Memorable, right?
I wanted to be memorable.
Okay.
Right? I wasn't looking at nobody's eyes. I wasn't looking into nobody's soul. But it was to me, and it's going to sound crazy, because what I say, what you did is crazy, but what I feel like, I wanted to kind of leave like a mark to where it's like, you would go tell your friends. Why? So I could go bang them too.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So it's sort of like, it was weird in that sense. You kind of wanted to build a reputation up about yourself or whatever. It doesn't make you a good partner for a serious relationship. It doesn't even make you a good sexual partner. You can leave a lasting impression, but it don't necessarily mean it's going to be a good impression.
Mm-hmm.
How do y'all feel growing up in an oversaturated sexual media environment played a part in how we view our women when it comes to actually doing the deed of actually having consensual sex?
I feel like that old adage, lady in the street, freak in the bed, that's always going to be a staple. But, you learn a lot of things through trial and error. And I feel like, when you take the approach of following everything you see in porn, I feel like that can be a little problematic. Like at first you're thinking of, well, this must be what gives her pleasure, not really take into account that every woman is different. Every woman's spots are different. Every woman doesn't get off on the same thing. So it's like I found more pleasure myself instead of going with the adage of, oh, I can please 100 women. It's like, how can you please the same woman 100 times? Like, that's the adage I get off on. So it's more about, you try different things, you experiment with different things, but at the same time, it's like, if you have a willing partner, then albeit. But please don't go out there just choking random motherfuckers. Please don't. Because some of y'all are real heavy-handed, and some of y'all don't understand. It's not pleasure.
It's a cry for help.
Exactly. The motherfucker can't breathe. Like, why are you putting all your body weight on her fucking thorax? Like, bro, let up a little bit.
You got to have a safe word if you're going to do all that.
Exactly. Like,
you got to have a safe word.
Something. Like, I don't know. Clarinet. Turquoise.
Oklahoma.
I don't know. Strudels. Anything.
Omaha.
Something. Say something. Y'all just be sitting over there letting her about to pass out, talk about you like that. No, she doesn't like it. She can't talk. Let up a little bit.
Dre the Peace God. Do you think watching porn played an effect on how you talk shit in the bedroom?
Oh, most definitely, especially like the younger me watching that, I thought it was the way to go. I thought it was, a turn on for a woman. I feel like watching Wesley Pipes, says
legend. Rest in peace, Wesley Pipes.
He's not dead though, but
he dead in the porn realm. Once you retire from porn, you dead.
All right, wow. Nevertheless, though, watching Wesley Pipes, watching Jake C, everybody, say some wild shit to a woman that I would have never thought of.
All right, fuck it.
So me repeating that to my woman, I felt like it was a staple for me.
All right, what's the wildest shit you ever said?
Well, give us some examples of some shit you would say besides more.
Nah, so I can't think of anything off the top. Off the top.
You don't want to say it.
I can't think of anything off the top, but I probably would have said like more. Something that Wesley said, you're not gonna suck this dick like it's your boyfriend dick. You suck this dick, some shit like so wild shit like that.
Get your hands off me.
Get your hands off me. No hands.
Don't touch me.
And all that stuff. So like it'll be something along the lines of that.
It gets real.
It gets worse. It gets worse in the moment and everything. But it does set an image. Watching porn, it sets an image of what you think how sex is, as we said earlier in the show. So as we get older, we see that sex is different and everything. And to echo something that you said earlier, like, yes, there are phases where we want our name to be remembered. As even I said earlier, it's like, you're going to have this memory of me 10 years down the road when you settled in to your family and all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? But as you get older, you learn the experiences to how to actually enjoy your woman without degrading her. Like, nobody wants to have a ghetto gaggers moment with your wife and all that stuff.
A moment wouldn't be...
You don't. All right. Let me rephrase that. You don't want to have a ghetto gaggers moment with every encounter that you have,
right,
and everything. Okay. So that's the key. It's like learning the evolution. Like, porn is not real. It's not real.
All right,
it's a fantasy.
So hold on, I got a question. We keeping it a bean, right?
All the time.
Mm-hmm. All the time.
All the time. Pinto,
100, baby.
All the time.
Black eye, all that.
All right, cool. You ever try a position you shouldn't have tried?
Yes.
Like that cause lasting effects?
My knee ain't been the same.
Oh my God.
All right, so
my knee ain't been the same.
I'm glad I went here real quick. I tried a position
that you saw in a porn.
That I saw in porn.
Okay.
On God. I had a Charlie horse for 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
2 fucking weeks. Yes, 2 weeks. It was like a fucking closed fist that was squeezing my fucking nerve for 2 weeks.
That's awful.
So it was like
you should have ate a banana.
Yeah,
I should have ate a banana. Nah, bitch, that shit wasn't working. Yo,
pickle juice.
Yo, listen, I stretched and all that shit. That motherfucker was locked in. All right, so look, bro, I tried this lunge position. Mind you, I don't want any type of camera. I'm really this big. It's not the camera. But yeah, I tried this lunge type of thing. Like, fam, yo.
Was it the Justin Slayer special?
Nah, I'm not even going to attempt to play myself like that. First of all, that plank position, that's a lot of core and
Timberland boots.
I'm not going to repeat what I just said, but it's not the camera. So I'm just going to say.
I'm in there on the plank position, baby.
Oh, you in it? You know what? If this set wasn't the way it was, I'd say I won't believe you. But you know what?
I don't believe you too.
For the sake of my uncomfortability, if you tried to do something on this couch, I'm just going to take your word for it.
I'm not going to do it, but I'm in there on the plank position.
You in there on the plank position?
In there.
Maybe it's a witness out there that listens to the show.
Are you staring in the eyes in the plank position?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
This motherfucker is the most reckless person walking the face of the planet. You are the most reckless person walking the face of the planet.
He has no regards. He don't give a shit.
You are the reason for a lot of failed relationships.
You know what you a reason for? You know what? You know who you are?
I'm trying to tell
you. You are the reason why a lot of motherfuckers be like, nah, I'm not doing that no more because the last person I did with said they loved me when they looked in my eyes and they licked in my...
Whoa.
Bro, you ain't got to say it to say it, bro.
Whoa.
You ain't got to say it
It's
to
a
say
look.
it.
It's
You
a
ain't
look.
got to say it to say it, dog.
You ain't never get a.
You are the epitome of a.
You know what?
You are the epitome of a torn down amusement park, bro.
Oh,
Somebody went to you as a kid.
Oh my God.
Somebody went to you as a kid, had a great time, and then you got to explain to the child like, yes, Six Flags don't exist no more, son.
Damn.
Or
A
girl,
torn down amusement
you were
park?
torn down amusement
I
park.
feel like
bro.
I'm still a fun ride.
But I'm saying the rides ain't there no more.
The ride is still
They
here.
done
Hold
moved
on
out.
now.
They done moved
Hold
out.
on now.
They done moved out of state. They were a whole nother
Yo,
human being. They
hold
can't
on
have that
now.
experience no more. The
Hold on
roller
now.
coaster is over, bro. You still forced at Donny Park.
There
The ride don't exist no more.
there can still be new passengers.
Mm.
I mean, but it is on the isolated. It's a VIP service now.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
VIP.
Son, I'm so uncomfortable with this dude
Bro.
right now, bro. Anywho,
It's just,
so the degradation of women, right?
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like at some point in time, I was a person that took part in that degradation or whatever like that. I've had sex with females that I knew this ain't never going to go past what it is. We just having sex for this one time, or we just friends with benefits. I'm not even sure that exists anymore or whatever like that. They call it something else is what I'm saying. So it's like a casual
Don't even get me started
relationship.
about
It's
male and
fluid
female friendship
and stuff like that. So
Don't even get me started
I've been in
with that.
situations like that, and it's sort of like you kind of treat them with this aura of, it's not disrespectful, but it's kind of like you're a tool for my enjoyment.
Mm.
You're almost like a toy
Mm.
or whatever like that. And you got to understand that it's got to be a little bit of a lasting effect on that person's psyche going forward as they progress to a serious relationship with somebody else. So eventually they're going to meet a dude and they're going to be on some shit like, yo, I really like this guy. I'm going to give him a shot. He checks all the boxes
Mm-hmm.
except that one that you checked. You get what I mean?
That's
So
a
it's
big
sort of like,
box. That's a
that's
big
a
box.
big box.
That's a big box.
So that's what I'm
man.
saying. That it's a level of responsibility that goes into the game of sex that has a lasting impression on somebody. Even if they're in a happy relationship with somebody, they're gonna get to a point where it's sort of like, I miss riding that roller coaster. And if that person can't emulate that roller coaster or bring that level back to them where they feel like a young, wild, and free horse out in the wilderness or something like that, they're going to constantly be feeling like, I got an itch that I can't scratch. And because this motherfucker, Dre the Peace God, done looked and stared in my soul, did the Justin Slayer special, bust out the Vaseline and fucking Jergens lotion or some shit like that, it's going to be on some shit like, yo, I can't never have that again. It's going to be a void on them forever. You're very irresponsible. Sir.
Well, I'm gonna disagree with you because
Of course.
if in case you find that person that checks all the boxes, I would think that those boxes outweigh a sexual encounter you may have had in the past. That's so. Then it's safe to say that us men, when you think about a woman that gave us the best top in our life, going when we're in a whole relationship.
You stumbled.
Yes.
Yeah. I was about
What
to
the hell
say,
you talking about?
You out
Yeah.
here.
No, I mean, but all right, okay. So if you thinking about the best top that go in a relationship, why that relationship didn't work, or why that encounter didn't work for y'all to have a relationship?
Because that's all it was the best top that you ever had.
Chance.
And what you do after that, you got the best top that you ever had. You try to coach every other chick after that to try to give you the best top that girl gave you.
Can't do it.
Nah, do this, do that. Don't do that. Do more of this.
Can't teach that.
That's essentially what it is.
Can't teach that. That's God given.
All right, quick turnaround.
Yep.
You can watch porn. Some people even say it's part of a healthy relationship with yourself. You get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So self-care, they'll call it. Watching porn, watching too much porn. There can be a little bit of a detriment, especially as males, because we're going to speak from the male perspective up here right now. Watching too much porn. What are the drawbacks to that? what are some of the things that maybe you've experienced personally or heard of or whatever that say, you know what, that's kind of played a part in my libido, my sex drive, or my ability to perform in the bedroom? Watching too much porn is definitely a bad thing, right?
I agree with you. It can be a bad thing. I think there is a healthier amount, because porn, especially if you're masturbating, you're pleasing yourself, you're one with yourself in a sense. You know what I mean? You get that dopamine feeling after you come, essentially. But the unhealthy amount is where you start not doing your miscellaneous tasks or tasks that for your well-being, like going to work. If you're watching porn all day and you freaking and you skipping work to jerk off, that's a problem.
I forgot to go to work.
Yeah, exactly.
I was watching porn.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, that's where you probably want to seek help, and that you have an actual addiction, a problem that it's a cry for help in other areas. And to going to your libido, it's like, it can ruin your libido. You get that simulation of porn. It's how sex is supposed to be. So now when you are intimate with a woman and you're doing certain things, you be like, oh, this is not fulfilling.
Right.
I can't nut. I can't come.
Experienced that. Yeah.
I can't come, but you know what I'm saying? Or then also the body images, right? So you look at the porn stars, they're considered above average as far as their male, as far as their dick, penis, whatever you want to call it, however we're saying this, and all this. So, so you look at yourself, and if you not fit that, you be like, oh no, I'm inadequate.
You feel insecure.
I'm insecure. You be messed up. You be reluctant and all this stuff. So like, it can throw you off. It can throw you off.
I feel like whenever you go into like that situation of balancing the porn addiction with everything else, you have to like take certain things in mind. Like if you're watching it simply to please yourself, all right, there's nothing wrong with that. Normal, ordinary behavior, fine. But like Dre the Peace Guy said, like if you're skipping work, or I can't believe I'm about to say this, or like somebody I used to know at my former job, I'm not going to say where I used to work, but it rhymes with BF Bay. Don't take bathroom breaks to do that, because that's a little bit extreme.
What the fuck?
You know what I mean?
All right, no judgment. Okay, no judgment.
Like,
no judgment.
I mean, don't do that. Like, we don't want to hear, that sound in the bathroom. Like, that's a little bit much. But I think also the residual effects of watching too much porn, you get into that whole like body type image thing. Like everybody you target looks like that, or is built like that, or like you said, you judge yourself off of that. Let me tell you, I stopped judging myself off porn stars long time ago. Long time ago. First of all, when you really having sex, like if we're talking like reality versus porn, nobody's doing that shit. Why am I doing that?
No.
What the fuck for? No. Nobody wants that. First of all, you ever look at a porn that's longer than 20 something minutes now? No. 5 minutes. In, out.
Yeah, no.
In and fucking out.
I got time for that.
The hell is the point? Too much time. I got shit to do. Gotta go to Walmart. Ain't got time to be sitting here for this long ass scene.
You got miscellaneous tasks to
exactly.
take. I gotta go pick my kid up.
I got a life. Like this is just like a it's a plug-in. This isn't like the whole shit. But that can be a detriment. Like there has to be some type of balance. Like if you're gonna do that. Keep it healthy. You know what I mean? Just in, out, use it for what it's meant for. I don't really see the point in watching porn if you're not doing that. Like I'm at the age where, listen, I'm not taking no more notes, bro. I'm not taking no more notes. I'm sorry. I'm at the point now where I feel like now I'm at the point where it's like, I feel like collectively with my person, we could come up with some more creative shit. So it's no point in even looking at that.
That's personal and that fits into y'all's relationship.
Or it's like I said before, like I alluded to before, some motherfucking women, man. You think you Christian Grey. It's Pandora's box. You go ahead and you flip that latch if you want to. Be sitting there, be looking like, yeah, I'm ready.
You ain't gonna like what's inside.
Maybe I wasn't ready for that. You gotta be careful.
Have you ever had experiences like that where a woman
Absolutely
was just too nasty for you?
Absolutely.
You'd be like,
can I black box everything? Can I just black bar everything?
I'm not ready for that.
All right. So I had an experience with that something happened where it was like, and I looked and I was like, ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're here.
Fill in the blanks.
Exactly.
That's where we're at. I will say this. When something happens for the first time and you're not ready for it, it never goes the way you expect it to go.
No,
you
of course
think
not.
you know, but you don't know.
Well,
What was that show? Fucking Diary on MTV? You think you know?
Oh, yeah, I know you're talking
but
about.
you just don't.
idea.
Yeah, you have no idea.
This is
Yeah,
the
there you
diary
go.
of blah blah blah.
Don't
Yeah.
fucking, bro.
Well, I'm a Pisces, so it ain't nothing that's too much
Wait a minute
or whatever
now.
like that.
Wait a minute now, because
We ain't gonna go there. So it's sort of like I'm an open-minded individual.
Yes.
You get what I mean? So I'm a kind of like, let's have a conversation about it, whatever like that. And if it's in the realm of possibility, we could try some things, whatever like that.
So if we're gonna go by signs, us Libras are very, very open-minded also.
Okay.
Of course, it's a balance, and then we're gonna, like, again, we aim to please, so we really don't have a limit to what we're trying to do when it comes to pleasure.
Yeah, well, that's clear. So
I'm not gonna drop my sign. They got a whole Facebook/Instagram.
They got a whole
community
Facebook
on how to get over my
They got a whole
sign.
Facebook group on survivors of people who dated Capricorns.
So we not even
But
gonna get
anyway,
over that.
I'm actually a very active member in that group because I've been with a few Capricorns.
Welcome.
Neither here nor there.
You
Y'all
got
are
mail.
psychopaths. Anywho, but porn, as far as the effects and on the actual deed itself, I will say that if I'm being open and honest, your boy J Optics has watched a lot of porn. Now, porn addiction isn't classified as something that is an actual addiction.
Exactly.
That's
You
right.
get what I
Should be,
mean?
though.
It kind of should be, but it's kind of hard to quantify right now. It's like more data that needs to
Yes.
be on it. But I know that watching too much porn can definitely have an effect in the bedroom. Obviously, if you're watching a certain amount of scenes, you might want to take certain things that you see in porn and incorporate it into the bedroom. And if your partner's not willing to do that, it might kind of affect the way you view them. Like, yo, you're not willing to open up to this. And it's sort of like, yo, what you asking me to do is absolutely crazy.
And that's wild to me that isn't considered a form of addiction, where it's like you take anything else that we do, like playing video games. That's an addiction, correct?
It can't be.
It can be, yes.
It can be.
Yes.
You see the same images over and over and over. What happens?
Still
You
get that same dopamine effect.
You get the
out of
same
it.
dopamine effect, and you get numb to it. So it should be the same effect. The fact that it's not classified, yeah, that's wild. That's a little bit wild.
I think it's because it's so many gray areas in there. So let's say you have a food addiction, right? But let's say you was addicted to celery. Somebody might say, well, that's not going to be no bad thing. Like, you can just eat celery all the time you want,
Celery,
as long as you're having a balanced diet outside of that.
Okay.
But like when you go to porn and you watching porn, especially now, if you like, not like our boys at Not a Media Group, they grew up on the porn hub and all this other section. They just go watch what they want.
Yeah.
We grew up and we had to watch DVDs. We were stuck with the fuck was on the goddamn DVD. You get
4
what I mean?
hours long at that.
Now you get to watch these little categories. So your porn addiction might be like, all right, I watch as much porn as any man did in the history of porn, whatever like that. But if you just watching
Put tape over your mic type
put
shit.
tape over your mouth, bondage, gangbangs, or wives cheating, or amateur stuff, whatever like that, they don't know like how that might have an effect on your subconscious as far as how you might view your significant other, which is understandable. So it's just more data that needs to be found before they classify it, which I get it. But I will say this though, since the fact that we live in a society now where everything is so microwave on demand, ready for you or whatever like that. If you want to go watch a scene, you want to go watch some porn, you can pull it up on your phone in the next 30 seconds, whatever like that. But that instant gratification, I found in the past at some point in time that definitely plays a part in your performance in the bedroom. As far as one thing I think porn did, I think it kind of killed the foreplay game a little bit.
I can see that.
Yeah. I think it kind of killed the foreplay game or whatever like that. Even me at certain point in times, through my sexual conquest, I'll call it. Once it gets to like a certain amount of time, after a while, you kind of be on some shit like, all right, bro. Like, all right, what we doing? What's next? Like, it's been 25, 30 minutes. Like, I need to use all the moves I have in the book now. All right, what are we doing?
What are we doing here?
You've used all the moves that you've attempted in the book.
Right. I've used all the moves I've attempted in the book. Maybe I got my first one out already or some shit like that. Now I'm kind of like focused on you. And then like, it's like, okay, I'm getting bored now.
So I pose a question to both of you.
Okay.
Like a better phrase, I'm going to ask you a few questions.
Smack that ass before you ask the question.
Go ahead, smack it. Show us what you into. Go ahead.
No, smack the ass.
I'm really not gonna do that.
Smack it, please.
No. Let's keep it
for those watching. You see this Miley Cyrus right here. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
But how do you feel about watching porn with your partner? Do you feel like that can increase, the sexual connection you guys have? Do you feel like it's a place for it? Do you feel like it's a little taboo?
I'm super open to it, but I've never actually done it in a serious relationship. I've done it with people that was like casual sex experiences, but I've never watched like porn with a partner that I was in a serious relationship with. Because normally our sex just kind of leads into just actually us doing it.
Having sex.
You know what I'm saying? So I can't speak on that one.
So to kind of piggyback on what Jay says, I have watched it in a relationship. I watched it in casual experiences, and the casual experience leads to just more sex. When I watched it in a relationship, it was more of an intrigue. And actually, I remember the times we did it. We actually didn't have sex after and everything. It was more like just like almost entertainment and everything. I remember clearly to this day. I was in a relationship and I was watching it with her, and we was watching fucking. Her name was Kelly Starr, and it was Lexington Still.
Who doesn't know Kelly Starr?
It was Kelly Starr and Lexington. I remember this clear as day, right? And the person I was with at the time, she was like, "Yo, I knew he had a big ass dick," and I was like, "What?" And she was like, "Yo, look at the size of his hands," and she was like, and she said something to the effect like, "Yeah, and not to say anything, but the hands was comparable to your dick size and stuff. Look at your hands." I was like, I don't know what you're trying to say here, but she was like, but it was just like interesting. It was like almost like just an interesting moment. Like we was watching a regular show and everything.
Fly in the wall.
Yeah, exactly. And all this stuff. And I don't even know what brought it up, like how we even got to that topic. I think we were just bored in the house one day.
So I've never done the porn with a serious relationship. I've done it a couple of times with casual, but I've gone into depth on more porn conversations with the serious relationship. Specifically, what are you typing in the search bar? That's important. I feel like that opens the avenue for a lot of shit.
I'm in the same category every time.
Mine's is definitely black. I tell you that straight up. I no offense, and not to even be racial, I do not like really watching white women.
Not to be racial at all, but I understand. Go ahead.
Yeah, me neither. I can't.
He didn't mean that, by the way.
No,
you just.
I didn't.
You alright. You alright though. I fucks with you.
You're gorgeous. You're beautiful.
I fucks with you.
What are you typing in the search bar? Not to pry, but since we're there.
So, I'm a visual person. I mean, I like amateurs. You know what I mean? And I kind of think that's where the game has gone now anyway. So there's no such thing as porn stars anymore like we was growing up.
Now it's called OnlyFans stars.
I like watching regular motherfuckers.
You better stop. You going?
I like watching regular motherfuckers do their
It's
thing.
called OnlyFans stars.
Whatever like that.
So that kind of transitions to what I wanted to actually talk about next is like how porn has become regulated opposed to today when we were growing up. We would be like, get caught watching porn, you'd be like, oh, you're nasty. Now porn is so accepted nowadays because you got OnlyFans, you already, like you said, you got the Pornhub, you got everything.
You even got couples out there that's on some shit like, yo, why don't we start an OnlyFans?
Exactly.
It would just kind of make sense. We already film it.
We need to pay this mortgage this month. Why not do OnlyFans?
First of all, I could answer that. I don't want to get into anybody's business. Show of hands. Anybody ever film themselves having the deed? Camera angles count, people.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Let's not start.
Of course.
So beyond that, what it goes into is, one, you got to have the comfortability with your partner to do something like that. Two, nothing for nothing. If you're going to do that shit, you got to treat it, like you said, like a business. This is a business, which means I got to put my best foot forward. I don't know if y'all seen some of these. All right, you know what? Let me sit up so y'all understand exactly how real I'm about to give it you.
Okay.
There's a difference between WCP, West Coast Productions, and Black Diamond Label.
Oh, yeah.
Just look at the cameraman.
The production is crazy.
Where's the camera? Where's he at? Ladies, you know, I'm on your side. I'm here. We here. It's all about angles, right? Don't get caught up in that wrong angle. You gotta live with that forever. Forever. When you do the video edit of that, you're gonna be looking like,
I would say even to more at that point or whatever like that. Listen, if y'all gonna be filming yourselves having sex out there, please know, don't nobody want to turn on your scene and see you film y'all sex scene with a toaster.
Facts.
HD or get the fuck up out of there. Anybody trying to see no blurry ass?
Because why the hell do you still have a toaster in there? It should be an air fryer, but all right, that's neither here nor there.
All right, so listen. We grew up on porn.
Yes, we did.
Our porn was a little bit different than the porn that these younger generations have to deal with. It's more accessible. It's more amateur based or whatever like that. But when we was growing up, we had porn stars.
We had vintage vagina. Call it what it is.
Yes.
So we had like award shows for porn stars or whatever like that. And it was like conversations that you actually have at school and high school with.
Yes.
You get what I mean? Ev, bring up that Mount Rushmore. So the conversation needs to be had about the Mount Rushmore of porn stars. We had a little thread going on Instagram, and they had brought up this interesting picture that said, which R&B group will win a versus battle? All those women up there are purveyors of the penis.
Yes, they are.
All right?
They're definitely not an R&B group. They not only songs they sing
do not
to the dick.
Sing.
Oh,
they might sing on a meat flute, but they do not sing on records.
Hey, yo, what are we doing, yo?
Seriously.
What are we doing?
Nah, it's the truth. It's the truth.
I'm familiar with all these women to some degree.
Every single
whatever
one.
like that. But I say, yo, I'm not gonna rely on just this Mount Rushmore.
Nah.
Okay?
Please
we need to come up with our own Mount Rushmore.
There you go.
So I asked y'all, and we asked each other, come up with your own Mount Rushmore of porn stars. They gotta be throwbacks though.
Oh.
Well,
it's definitely gonna be from our generation.
That, I'm going first. You're not going to steal my shine.
Ahead,
so if we share the same person on the Mount Rushmore, they just go up on there.
Exactly.
And then we'll debate the other ones that don't go on the Mount Rushmore.
In no particular order, right?
There you go.
In no particular order. They just their faces on the mountain.
All right.
I already know who you gonna say. I already know.
You think you know?
Nove.
Go ahead, Nove.
Yeah, Mount Rushmore.
All right, man. It begins with Jada Fire. I mean, let's start.
Do it.
Let's start there. Let's start there.
Not a favorite of mine, but I can't deny her contribution to the game of basketball.
I'm gonna go there from Roxy Reynolds. I'm gonna throw in an old staple.
Why Roxy Reynolds?
I think she invented the POV scene and made it poppin'. Like,
I got something to speak to that. Go ahead.
Like, I think her overall performance is, but I mean, it's just like the aesthetic view of that is just like it's. You can't get no better than that. All right, all right. The third is where we get a little dicey. If we talk about just nasty, I gotta put Capri Styles up there.
Capri Styles.
But wait.
This
wait.
about to suck.
Well,
I'm about to blow this Mount Rushmore up. But go ahead.
you about to blow it up?
Yes.
I mean, first of all, you have to understand it's a lot of shit going on with Capri Styles. Like, is she my favorite?
But she's on your Mount Rushmore.
She's on there,
She's
but
on your Mount Rushmore. Simple as that.
you know what?
Yeah.
When we get to the honorable mentions, you'll understand why.
No. Well,
I understand.
finish your Rushmore.
Kind of gotta throw Angel Eyes up there. I love Angel Eyes, y'all.
Let me tell you right now, Dre. Mount Rushmore sucks. Nove got the most. You the type of motherfucker when they say name they top 5 rappers, you be the motherfucker that be having like Rick Ross in there.
Ooh.
The fuck is wrong? Yo, hold up. Time out.
Son.
Time the fuck out.
We ain't talking about
He
favorites.
is.
It's a difference between favorites and greats.
All right, so here we go.
Favorites and
You
greats.
know what? I'm gonna save my comments. Go ahead, Dre. Peace, God.
Let me go.
Yes, please.
My Mount
Show
Rushmore.
me.
So to follow out the Nove, I got Jada Fire up there.
Mhm.
I got Roxy Reynolds up
Okay.
there. I got Cherokee the Ass up there.
Okay.
And my all-time favorite, and y'all gonna criticize me for this,
I'm gonna criticize you for Cherokee the ass, but go ahead.
is Anya Angel.
Anya Angel?
Yes,
Oh,
baby.
come the fuck
Bro,
on.
oh my God.
You criticized my fucking list?
She
Yes.
had great contributions to the game.
Very. Very.
But, you know.
Bro,
Very.
name a video where Cherokee the ass ever put in work and didn't lay there like a dead trout.
All right, so when I put my Mount Rushmore, when I do my Mount Rushmore, I'll explain it to you.
But let me touch on something right quick, because you asked what was it about Roxy Reynolds. You know, I feel like Roxy Reynolds is the most relatable. She seemed like the most average, regular chick.
That's
that
the
you
regular
could meet-
motherfucker you saw
that
down the street.
That you could meet whether you worked with her, whether you met, you went to school with her, and all that stuff. Like Roxy Reynolds, I feel like she'd be cool as hell.
And she looked
And she
borderline
was-
toxic.
bro.
And that's why I rock with you. So my Mount Rushmore goes as followed. We talking greatness, trailblazers, people that changed the game,
All right.
not your favorites.
Hear
When we
you.
talking about favorites, I'll have a completely different 4.
I hear you.
You get me?
You making a lot of bells and whistles. You
Yeah.
gotta get to it.
So we talking greatness. The fact that neither one of y'all mentioned Pinky offends me. Why?
The
Why?
fact you mentioned Pitch.
Let me tell you. Can I explain myself?
Yeah.
Can I explain
Let me
myself?
sit up on this, man.
Nah, give me
Let me
another
explain
fucking
myself.
drink.
Let me explain myself. Let me explain myself. We in 2022. You got a certain level that you expect when you get head from a female. You have a certain level that you expect when you get head from a female. Name a motherfucker that has been in the porn business that has changed the game more than Pinky. When they start talking about the Gawk 3000, the double hand twister action, tears rolling down your face, being nasty as shit, in the early 2000s, who demonstrated that more than Pinky did in her prom? Name somebody else who demonstrated that more than Pinky did in her prom.
I will give you in her prime.
Yes.
However, you know what Pinky is? It's T1000. You know what Cakey is?
Exactly.
Are you kidding me?
No. I know what Cakey is.
A fucking cyborg. That's the fuck she is.
I know what Cakey is. She is the version 2.0 upgrade to the original.
No, she's a 3.0. Don't disrespect.
Whatever it is.
Don't disrespect.
Whatever it is. Pinky, whatever Pinky did with her mouth laid the foundation for what Cakey is able
Shit,
to do.
even
with her
Brittany
mouth.
Jones is a 2.0 of a. You know what?
So we ain't talking.
Finish your route, man.
Man, finish,
We ain't
please.
talking about who's better. We talking about who laid the foundation for these broads.
Finish
You know
your
what I
Mount
mean?
Rushmore, bro.
There was a person that those people were compared to when they came onto the scene and it was Pinky.
I have a question. Who was first, Lethal Lips or fucking Pinky?
Pinky was.
Finish your Mount Rushmore, brother. I want to
second on the list. We talking about game changers, right? She's right there on the bottom. Cherokee Diaz. As far as changing the whole image that we got of wanting a fat ass, man, Cherokee set the standard because there wasn't no chick that was in the porn game that could live up to her ass. Go back and watch some old hip hop videos. And tell me that chicks wasn't shaking their tailbones until Cherokee showed up, and then everybody wanted to go get a BBL.
I'd make an argument for Maya G, but go ahead.
Nope, because Maya G wasn't even on the same level as Cherokee as far as popularity and important scenes.
She wasn't. It's true. It's true. She wasn't.
Simple as that. Cherokee ass was bigger than hers anyway,
and it was 100% natural.
Southern ass, Alabama. Period. Next, I'm going with Jada Fire. While she's not my favorite, I would never throw in a Jada Fire scene. I cannot discount her contribution to the game. She is the Lil Wayne to the porn game. She put out fucking work. If the porn game was the hip hop game, she put out like 12 mixtapes a year and shit. She was fucking on the shit all the fucking time. All right. And then last but not least, I'm gonna go with Roxy Reynolds. Why? Because she would be considered the person, especially in the early and mid 2000s, the first quote unquote hood baddie that we had. You know what I mean? Like, god damn, she fucking bad as hell.
You see her on the street at the supermarket and be like, god damn.
Yeah. And you like, you know what? She's just not bad enough to where you would be on some shit like, I could pull that.
Yep.
I could pull that. And she had all the actual stuff you need. Nice ass, titties, pretty, nasty. That's the Mount Rushmore.
So all three of us got Jada Fire and Roxy Reynolds.
That's the standard. That's 1 and 2.
That literally,
that's the standard.
They are the goats of their time.
That's the standard.
Right? Yeah.
We kind of differ from the Pinky to
differ. The shit's the fucking
freestyles.
The shit is fucking debatable. That's what the shit is. It's disrespectful at the end of the day.
But it also, so let me ask you this question: when you look at your Mount Rushmore, right, and then you look at the women that you dealt with, do you kind of try to make the image that the women that you dealt with the versions of on your Mount Rushmore?
Nah, I mean I ain't never had no Cherokee. You know what I mean? That's a different level of. I don't know if y'all seen that online, but that's
I seen it in person, baby. I seen it in person.
Okay, God bless you, sir. But yeah, I've never run across that.
Yeah.
I've seen that a couple of times in real life, but like I've never run across that in real life. Like that's a different level of juice.
But what's funny? It's funny that if you were to meet any of these women that we just talked about in real life, we have seen women that we have grown up with, seen regularly, whether it be at work or in the street or whatever, that are shaped just like them and everything.
I met Pinky in real life, and I'm like, yeah, maybe I've seen chicks that's built like her.
I've
seen
Pinky in
exactly.
Stages, so I don't. Which Pinky we talking about?
I'm talking about Pinky in her prime, bro.
Well, yeah,
Pinky in her prime is something different.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
If we talking like Pinky, like the last few times or last,
not the last 10 years.
No, hell no.
All right, but
let me give my honorable mentions before we get up out of here. I want to give honorable mention. They wouldn't have made the Mount Rushmore, but these are my favorites I want to throw out there. I want to give honorable mention to Michelle Tucker.
Yeah.
All right. The Africa tattoo on the ass.
Mm-hmm.
I want to give an honorable mention to Janet Jackme.
Oh, she's old throwback.
Trailblazer.
That's
the first.
She should actually be on the Rushmore.
She owned her own production company, so she changed the game for real.
Yo, her moan voices were like the wildest.
She was beautiful.
Yeah,
I want to give honorable mention to Cinnamon Love, who was another legend.
Yeah. Damn.
And I also want to give honorable mention to the OG, who was thought of to be the first black porn star, which was Ebony A's.
Got her.
She was
vintage vagina.
Vintage, bro.
She was
vintage.
Proud of you.
Damn it.
You got to go. Also, you got to put Vanessa Del Rio.
Vanessa Del Rio
also. But I think we forgot to mention. Damn, what the hell is the name? Well, no, you said Cinnamon, right?
Yeah,
you said Cinnamon. I can't think of a fucking name. Whatever, man.
Fuck
But
that.
go ahead. Jay,
Nah,
go your honorable mentions. I know these are
old
key.
timers out here, man, doing it all backwards, man. Let me shout out the new motherfuckers, man.
Oh,
y'all
God,
new
come
motherfucking
on.
heads,
It
man.
wasn't supposed to be no new timers.
No.
Listen, man, you got, you know what I mean? You know what it is? I could pay honor and tribute to the ones that came before, but you know what I mean? There's shit coming down the pipe. Shout out Melrose Fox. Shout out Victoria June.
I don't even know who the fuck that is.
I don't know who Victoria June is, but okay.
Google.
Definitely don't shout
Google
her
it.
out.
Google it.
But clearly, Tiana Trump.
Tiana Trump.
I mean,
Shout out Persuasion.
I'm sorry.
Nobody said Persuasion.
Persuasion.
No.
What?
No.
Jasmine
Excuse me?
Cashmere.
Alicia Tyler.
Alicia Tyler.
Oh, my God.
I'll give you that one.
Alicia Tyler.
I'll give you that one.
America.
Carmen
America.
Hayes.
Carmen Hayes, yes.
Nautica. You don't know about Nautica.
Yeah.
Y'all think
Adori. Now they're coming to my brain. Adori.
New Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
I got you.
Mm.
So, granted, the Mount Rushmore is going to be incomplete, but we definitely agree on Roxy Reynolds
Please shout out,
and Jada
comment
Fire.
your Mount Rushmore.
Yeah,
you
what-
think
tell
we
us
off?
what your Mount Rushmore
If you think
is.
they off, please comment. If you think I'm off, keep it quiet. But nah, you can comment.
So the porn game has definitely changed. We would like to hear y'all thoughts on what y'all think of how the porn game has changed and whether or not it's a benefit or a detriment to the actual bedroom of actually having sex or whatever like that. So we'll definitely be looking for some feedback when we put some polls up on the Instagram and the Facebook. But in the meantime, in between time, definitely like, share, subscribe, tell a friend and tell a friend. Word of mouth is good.
Yes.
Or whatever. The views, the subscriptions, the downloads have been going up, so we definitely appreciate y'all. And the grind will continue. I hope anybody who's watching this show that is under the age of 18 is not offended by our mannequins.
Please don't.
Please.
But I'm getting more turned on as we look at them.
Please.
I'm not even gonna lie to you, whatever like
Bridget
that. But
Nielsen out of this.
we like to be a show that's very well rounded. So
Yes.
we might come back and talk about any old thing that is very wholesome or whatever like that. But today you got Mind on Matters After Dark. It just happened to be that way. So we'll be back. We'll see y'all the week after next Thursday. Mind on Matters episode 4, Booty Talk. We rapping. Holla at your boys.
Just a tip.